The rise of Christian nationalism in this country and in other countries should concern us all. Not just us over here on Wichita. There's a reason that the founders, with all of their flaws, did not want the church to be the state. That's what Project 2025 wants to do. It wants to make the church the state. And then Trump says, oh, I don't know anything about him, but we have video where he's at one of their events thanking them for drafting his entire agenda for his next administration. He says that, and we're supposed to not believe what we saw with our own eyes. This was before AI, nobody did a deep fake, nothing like that. We can see it with our own eyes, what's happening here. I, who live in a hurricane zone, am quite concerned that Project 2025 wants to do away with the NOAA. So basically, we won't know what weather's coming. The hurricanes will be a surprise. All of your weather will be a surprise because weather apparently makes us acknowledge climate change, and that's a problem for Project 2025 and Trump, who it was written for. It was written by his people. Now, people oft tell me, I don't want to hear all this political stuff. I'm just spiritual. Well, you can be spiritual, but if you're going to use the word witch, that's political, and ain't nothing you can do about it. You need to learn your history. It was political from the first time the word was uttered to persecute a woman by the church for anything they wanted to persecute her for. We call this the burning times, though that mostly happened in Scotland and a couple of other places, but there were much more gruesome ways to unalive a witch. I shouldn't even say but, and it wasn't even about the religion per se. It was about the power of women. It was the church, a patriarchy, trying to stop women from regaining their power. Anywhere that we find magic, folk magic, witchcraft, it's because there was an oppressed people, and sometimes an enslaved people, needing to get power in a world designed to make them powerless. During the times of patriarchy, that couldn't be said more than anybody about the women. It was about keeping the women from having power. The Bible, their holy book, had hundreds of Gnostic Gospels that were decided at the Council of Nicaea not to be included in the Bible. And what do you know? Many of them were written by women. It's a patriarchy thing. It's a power thing. Witchcraft has been political for a very long time, and you can't undo it. Now, even more so, these same evil forces that we thought we had defeated have reared their ugly heads and come up with new strategies, and we must have new strategies to defeat them. So, by all means, do your magic for yourself, and to make you and yours prosperous and healthy and happy, and do something for the world. The world. This crazy orange Jesus of theirs wants to pull us out of NATO. Would be the best gift of Vladimir Putin that anybody ever gave him, because his big dream, his wet dream, is to recreate the Soviet Union. And that would mean conquering several lands that used to be part of the Soviet Union, and it starts with Ukraine, which is, need to know their history. The long memory is the most radical idea in the world. Never forget. Never forget. Learn history, because history repeats itself. We are in the stage of 1930s Germany, and will we stop a dictator from taking over? Back over here to this side of Wichita, that will be very concerning. You won't be able to be out here on TikTok talking about this stuff. I won't either. Probably flee the damn country, man. Project 2025 is that scary? No, I'll probably stay and fight. But witchcraft is political. It's probably the main premise of the video. Hold on. And then all of you namby-pamby motherfuckers are always going to come at me and, ask me to, bitch, actually demand that I stop being political. You are in no place to demand anything. Any human interactions, you come with politeness and reason and logic and evidence. And without those things, well, we're not going to have a pleasant exchange. So it's a long video because I recognize I haven't put anything out in a couple days or so. So just watching current events unfold, and the right is trying to tone police the left now, and saying that their rhetoric is what caused assassination attempts, and in the same breath calling Kamala a radical communist who's going to destroy the country. I mean, literally, in the same breath is whining about the rhetoric from the left causing these situations. He said that thing. So we are in the realm of ridiculousness, and it is our duty for the future generations not to become in the realm of idiocracy. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch the movie Idiocracy. It's funny, to have a good time. I think you can even watch it on YouTube at this point. But idiocracy is what we're trying to avoid at this point. So, good to see you all. Uncle Birch out.